Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Yagnik's Physiology Hub. I am Dr. Amishri Yagnik and today we are going to discuss important topic that is neuron. This video is useful for the first year BHMS students, MBBS, BMS and other paramedics. I hope you will like the video. Please watch till end. This is the HD image of neuron and let us begin. What are the topics we are going to cover in this video? So it is definition of the neuron, classification of neurons, structure and function of neuron. Definition. Neuron is defined as structural and functional unit of nervous system which is like any other cell having nucleus and cytoplasm but also differing from them as it has processes, means branches called axons and dendrites but not having centrosome, so it cannot undergo division. Classification of neurons, it is mainly based on number of poles, function, length of its axon. Classification depending on number of poles. Number 1, unipolar neuron. Neurons that have only one pole. From one pole, both axon and dendrite arise. This type of neurons are present only in embryonic stage of human being. As the name itself suggests, that is unipolar means one pole. So neurons that have only one pole is known as unipolar neuron. Okay, there is also other type, that is pseudo unipolar neuron, that we will study in next slide itself. Then other types, that are the bipolar neuron. Neurons with two poles are called bipolar neuron. Axons arise from one pole and dendrite arise from other pole. Third one is the multipolar neuron. Neuron with many poles are called multipolar neuron. One pole may give rise to axon and rest all forms dendrite. So see over here, this is the unipolar neuron. This one is the its now cell body. From here both axon and dendrite are arising. Okay, this one is the bipolar. So bipolar means from its two poles, one pole is this one and another one is this one. So from one pole the axon is arising and from the other pole dendrites are arising. So this is called the bipolar neuron. And over here the multipolar neuron is there. So in multipolar neuron, from one pole axon arises and from rest of the pole, all these are the dendrites. 1, 2, 3. Okay, all these are the dendrites. So that is the multipolar neuron. For better understanding, here is the another image. See, this one is the bipolar. So see, this is the now cell body, right? This is one pole and this one is the other pole. So from one pole here the axon is arising and from the other pole the dendrite are arising. Similarly, this is example of the pseudo unipolar or a unipolar. Okay, see, here is the now cell body. This is the single pole. This one is the one pole from which both axon and dendrite both are arising. But when you see this, okay, how it appears, it will seem to you like the bipolar. ओके यहाँ पे ये दो पोल जैसा लग रहा है ना आपको कि एक जगह से मतलब एक एक्सोन्स निकल रहे हैं, दूसरी जगह से डेंड्राइट्स निकल रहे हैं. सो यू फील इट इज़ लाइक अ बाइपोलर, बट नो, इट इज़ नॉट बाइपोलर, इट इज़ यूनिपोलर. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज़ कॉल्ड द स्यूडो यूनिपोलर, as it is appears like bipolar, but here it is only single pole. Okay, from single pole of the nerve cell body is giving rise to both, that is one is the axon and another is the dendrite. So it is known as the pseudo unipolar neuron. Okay, and here this is the multipolar neuron. From one end the axon arise and from the rest of the poles the dendrites arise. I hope this is clear. Now classification based on function. First is the sensory or afferent neuron. These are the one which carries impulses from periphery to center. They have short axon and long dendrites. Okay, periphery to center means what is sensory? Sense is like touch. Okay, temperature you feel, you can see, you can hear. These all are the sensory inputs. Okay, so whichever neuron that are carrying this sensory impulses from periphery to the center, that is to the brain. So these are the sensory neuron. They have short axon and long dendrites. Okay, Why long dendrites? Dendrites are the place where the informations are collected. Motor or efferent neuron, these are the one which carries impulses from center to periphery to muscles, glands and organs. They have long axon and short dendrites. So this is the reverse of the previous one, that messages from the brain, they are carried to the muscles, glands or XYZ organ. Okay, so they have long axon and short dendrites. Classification based on length of axon. So Golgi type 1 neurons, they have long axons and their cell body are in different part of CNS, and their axon reach to the remote organs. Remote organs means the organs which are far away from the brain. They form peripheral nerves and tracts of spinal cord. Peripheral nerves and tracts of spinal cord, they are formed by the Golgi type 1. And Golgi type 2 neuron, they have short axon, they are present in cerebral cortex and spinal cord. So they need not to go away from the brain, that's why they have short axons, and here cerebral cortex, and here they have long axons as they have to means reach up to the organs which are away from the cerebral cortex. Okay, fine. Structure of neuron, it consists of 3 parts: nerve cell body, dendrite and axon. Here is the structure of neuron. See, this as a whole is known as the nerve cell body. It is of irregular shape. These are the dendrites. Here they receive the signals from other cells. Okay, and this is the axon. Other parts we are going to study in detail in the next slide itself. Okay, here nerve cell body, they are irregular in shape. They are also known as soma and perikaryon. It also has cytoplasm like any other cell called neuroplasm, which is covered by cell membrane. Here the cytoplasm is known as neuroplasm. Now neuroplasm consists of large nucleus, nasal bodies, neurofibrils, mitochondria and Golgi apparatus. This is similar to any other cell. Okay, so large nucleus does not contain centrosome, so it cannot undergo division. Once the neurons are formed, they will remain same in number throughout your life. No more new production of the neurons will take place because it does not have centrosome, and so it cannot undergo any sort of division. Okay, what are the normal numbers of neurons? They are in billions. Billions of neurons are there in your brain. Okay, so once the neuron are formed, they may not undergo any sort of division because they does not have any sort of centrosome. Now nasal bodies. Nasal bodies are the basophilic granules. Dendrites are distinguished from axon under microscope due to the presence of nasal bodies. Nasal bodies are helpful for distinguishing dendrites from axon. Okay, dendrites have nasal bodies. So with the help of nasal bodies, you can differentiate dendrites from axon. But that is only under the microscope. You cannot do it with your naked eye. Neurofibrils are thread-like structure present in nerve processes. Mitochondria are present in axon and soma. They are powerhouse of cell generating ATP. Golgi apparatus has same function like any other cell. Dendrites. Dendrites are branched processes. Dendrite may be absent or present. They are multiple in number if present. They have nasal bodies and neurofibrils, as we all know. Because of the nasal bodies, they can be distinguished from the axon under microscope. Dendrites transmit impulses towards nerve cell bodies. Usually dendrite is shorter than axon. Now axon. Longer process of neuron is called axon. Each neuron has only one axon. It does not consist of nasal bodies. Axon arises from axon hillock of the nerve cell body. It extends to a long distance from nerve cell body. The length of longest axon is around 1 meter. Axon transmits impulses away from the nerve cell body. Here, okay, axons, they may be myelinated and non-myelinated. Myelin is a layer of the fatty insulating substance which is formed by two types of the glial cells, Schwann cells and oligodendrocytes. In PNS, Schwann cells form the myelin sheath of a myelinated axon. In CNS, oligodendrocytes form the insulating myelin. Myelin sheath works as insulator to nerve fibers. They provide protection to the nerve fibers. Okay, axons, they may be myelinated as well as non-myelinated. Myelin layer is very important, that forms the insulation, means a kind of protection to the nerve cells, nerve fibers. Okay. Along myelinated nerve fibers, gaps in the myelin sheaths, they are known as nodes of Ranvier, occur at evenly spaced intervals. Nodes of Ranvier allows diffusion of ions. Axon hillock is the area formed from the cell body of the neuron. As it extends to become axon, it generates impulses in the neuron, and axon terminal contains synaptic vesicles that store the neurotransmitter for release at the synapse. See, over here in the image, what we have studied till now, that one is the myelin sheath. Okay, myelin sheath that forms the major part of the PNS and that are covered by the Schwann cells. Schwann cells, they are useful for the production of the myelin sheath. Okay. Then what we have studied, that is node of Ranvier. The node of Ranvier, they are the gap over here. Okay, and that is allowing the diffusion of the ions. Okay, and then axon hillock. So it is useful for the generation of the impulses in the neuron. Okay, and it is the part of cell body itself. From here, the formation of the axon begins. Okay, and now this is the end, that is known as axon terminal. It will form the junction with other cells. Okay, it will go and unite with the other cells. Fine. And what is the synapse? You have heard the word synapse over here. That axon terminal contains synaptic vesicle that store the neurotransmitter for release at the synapse. So now synapse is a kind of junction you consider between the two neurons that allows the passage of the chemical signals. Okay, any sort of the chemical signals that will transmit through the synapse to the other cell or any of the target organ, like this. Say for example, this is a target organ. From here the impulses or the messages, they are coming, and this synapse, they will allow the transmission of these messages. The synapse itself is a very long topic. I will prepare a separate lecture for that. But here, for the better understanding, I have explained this much, that synapse is like a junction between the two cells, target organ or other neuron, and that will allow the passage of any sort of the messages. Okay, and these are the neurotransmitters you have heard, that are the chemical messengers which will help in the transmission of the messages to the other target organ. You have heard the name of the neurotransmitters like acetylcholine, dopamine, serotonin. So these all are the neurotransmitters which carries the, they are the chemical messengers which carry the messages to the target organ. So thank you. This is all for this video. I hope you like the video. You share with your other colleagues. Like, share and subscribe. If you have any queries, please mention in the comment box. I will try to get your queries solved. Okay. Thank you very much.